Hi everybody, Gert Louw from Cape Town and welcome to another video. This is going to be a bit of an interesting video because here I'm going to discuss all about getting or acquiring the necessary willpower and motivation to push through with your body transformation. Now this is the big problem, especially us older guys struggle with, because we've grown so used to our situation, our luxuries in life. Us sitting on the sofas, watching TV, sports, we work, we sit the whole day, we come home, we sit the whole evening, and this is pretty much our way of life. Now for us to change our habits as human beings can sometimes be the most difficult thing ever. Even the simplest change, where we have to take some of our luxuries away, is extremely difficult for us. Now for some people like me, I went through a process where I had to change because my life was depending on it. If I didn't change, I would not have been here today. Now that makes it easier for people like me to change because you don't really have a choice in the matter. You have to do it or you're gonna die. And many people that transform successfully transform as a result of that kind of stimulus, that they didn't have a choice in the matter, they just had to do it. There's very, very few people out there that can actually muster by themselves the willpower and the motivation to go through such a transformation journey. There are people out there, but very, very few. Now, how do we get that willpower? And how do we get that motivation to make such a change possible? And this is where I introduce what I call the WHAM Principle, W.A.M, for Willpower and Motivation Principle. The definition as follows: we apply small enough, easily absorbed changes over sufficient lengths of time to allow us to assimilate the change, meaning forming a new habit. And then we start seeing the subsequent results and body changes, and that provide the necessary psychological stimulation to inspire us and motivate us to want to move on to the next level. That is what I call the WHAM approach. It's a set of guiding rules that we put in place in a specific manner to drastically increase our chances for success for a body transformation. With this approach, the 1% chance of success that you had now suddenly becomes like 50% and more. Why only 50% and not 90 or 100%? Simply because we still have to get up and do something. I get those people that simply refuse. They will not get up and do anything. And then nothing will happen. We have to make a certain contribution from ourselves. We can't just sit on a couch and think, well, this is going to happen. We have to physically get up. Even with the WHAM principle, we have to get up and start doing something. So the sad truth is, even with the WHAM principle, 1 in 2 people still not going to reach success because they refuse to let go of their comforts. Okay, how does WHAM work? Remember I said it's all about small enough steps over a long enough periods to learn and enforce new habits. Habits which in turn will deliver big enough changes in our body to inspire us, to make us want to move to the next step or next level. The human psyche can accept small changes to force new habits. Don't try and force a big change, because that is when you drop out. The human psyche also requires a healthy dose of inspiration, and for 99% of us that only comes when we actually see some changes. Now I've mentioned long enough, but how long is long enough? Now we all know with today's society, the big problem is that we want everything and we want it now, and we would like it in pill form. So the very first thing you have to get your head around with, even with the WHAM principle, and especially with the WHAM principle, is that you need to set aside roughly 3 years for this process to be completed, from flabby to ripped physique. Obviously, the more overweight you are, the longer the period might be. But generally, I'd say about 3 years. That's realistic for the WHAM timeline. So without wasting more time, let's look at the actual WHAM approach. WHAM Step 1. Now, this is month 1 to 6. Only apply a single easy enough change to your life. Not 2, not 3, only 1. No strenuous exercises, no diet, just one very simple daily change. Easy to do and easy enough to make a new habit. Start to do every day, and I mean every day, brisk walking. You only start at 15 minutes a day. With every subsequent week, try and increase it by about 2 minutes until eventually you reach, let's say, something between 45 to 60 minutes a day. Rain, storm or sunshine, dudes, you need to do the walking. If you can't walk outside, you go to a shopping center and you walk inside a shopping center. If you can't do that, you join a gym and you walk on a treadmill, or better yet, buy a treadmill and you put it in your home, and that is where you do your walking. Do not underestimate this brisk walking. There's a lot of science that support walking as a fantastic exercise for the older guy. Not just for fat loss solutions, but also for general mobility and health. Let me give you an example. One of my clients, Peter Connell, 48 years old, did this for 6 months. And you know what? He did nothing else. He just did the walking. He lost 40 kilograms as a result of introducing this new habit into his daily routine. Not by changing his diet, not by changing anything else, just the brisk walking, slowly working it up every week to 45 to 60 minutes a day, and he lost 40 kilograms. Obviously, it depends on how overweight you are. And of course, it is critical that while you do this daily habit of brisk walking, you do not increase your daily calories. Keep your diet the same if you can. To start cutting something out, it's fine, but the whole WHAM principle is about single changes. So I advise against changing anything else. Just focus on learning and applying this new habit into your life. So leave the diet for later. Just make sure that you do not increase your daily calorie intake. A lot of changes will come with this. You'll experience more energy. You'll find that you'll get easier in and out of chairs and sofas and things like that. And the best of all, you will start losing fat. Not initially, the body will need time to adapt. So roughly from month 2 and 3, things will start happening. After 6 months, I'm telling you, there will be some rather impressive changes in your body. But remember, walking must be brisk, not lazy walking. Now, the walking do not stop at month 6. This is now a new habit. This is what you're going to do pretty much for the rest of your life. You're going to do daily brisk walking. This is a new habit. 45 minutes to 60 minutes every day. The benefits of this walking as you get older, it cannot be stressed enough, guys. I'm looking at my mom and dad. They are past 80 years old. But the fact that, especially my dad, that is doing daily brisk walking, is with it. So guys, this is easy enough. Step 1, brisk walking, new habit learned. Now we move on to WHAM Step 2. This is now month 7 to 9, 3-month period. Okay, right now you're at month 6. You now have seen some great fat loss changes as a result of the brisk walking. You feel better, you're more mobile, you're actually starting to get excited, motivated, because you can see the changes now. And now you've inspired yourself to want to move on to the next level. So now, this is where you move on to some exercises to help you shape your body and get all this loose muscle to tighten up a bit and give you some better shape. You cannot get away from exercises in this whole journey. If you don't do exercises, it doesn't need to be a lot of exercises, then your muscles will always be flabby and loose and you will look bad. Doesn't matter how thin you are. So if you want to look good, you have to get your muscles to tighten up and grow a little. So we're not talking here about big weights or anything like that. Simple stuff. Okay, so let's look at month 7. Now, on top of your already brisk walking every day, now this you can do either in the evening and you do your brisk walking in the morning, or you can do your exercises in the morning and you can do your brisk walking in the evening. It doesn't matter. Up to you. So month 7, light training for 4 days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Brisk walking, you continue doing 7 days a week. On these 4 days of training, you would do resistance training. This is training to stimulate the muscle growth. Not longer than 30 minutes at a time, guys. So your training session, maximum 30 minutes at a time. To start out at month 7, you choose the lightest weight you can find. If you don't have weights like dumbbells and things like that at home, no problem. Get some canned goods like a tin can. Hold one in each hand, and that is how you do your training. The purpose of month 7 is just to get the body accustomed to the exercises and the weights, and also allow the body to start strengthening itself. You don't have to invest money for this. You can use a broomstick. You can use, as I mentioned, tin cans, and you can even duct tape various tin cans together if you want to increase your weight sizes. Use some ingenuity. At this point, guys, it's way more important to learn a new habit of exercise than to do the exercises with perfect form and effectiveness. That comes with time. Right, how would your training session look like? That 30-minute training session. You'll do one exercise for bicep. Each exercise will be 2 sets of 12 reps. You'll do one exercise for triceps. You'll do one exercise for your pecs. You'll do one exercise for your shoulders. You'll do one exercise for your back, one for your upper legs, one for your calves. Just a note here, you just stand up straight against the wall to stabilize yourself. You extend your calves to the max position, you hold it there for 2 seconds and you drop. That is 1 rep. And then lastly, one exercise for your stomach or your core. So as I mentioned, each exercise is 2 sets of 12 reps each. No resting between repetitions. After each set, you can rest between 1 to 2 minutes. You use a light weight which you can do comfortably for that 12 reps. Every 2 to 3 weeks, you must increase the weights that you lift by the smallest increment possible. For example, if you used 1 tin can, small tin can, you now duct tape 2 tin cans together and you'll use 2 tin cans. So by whatever smallest increment you can find, you increase your weight size that you lifted. You need to stimulate your body. Now month 8, you're going to start splitting up your training session to be more focused. So you're not going to do a whole body workout with each training session from month 8. You're going to start splitting it up between specific muscle groups. Again, each exercise is just going to be 2 sets with 12 reps. You're still just going to do Monday, Tuesdays, Thursdays and Fridays. Still just 4 days a week. So Mondays, you start with doing a light warm-up for 5 minutes. Then 3 exercises for the biceps, 3 exercises for the triceps, and 5 minutes of stretching afterwards. So Mondays is biceps and triceps. Tuesdays is shoulders and traps. Again, light warm-up exercises 5 minutes, 3 exercises for the shoulders, and 3 exercises for the traps. And afterwards 5 minutes of stretching the muscles that you just worked. Thursdays is pec muscles and back. You start off with 5 minutes of warming up, 3 exercises for the pecs, 3 exercises for the back, and 5 minutes of stretching those muscles you trained. Finally, Friday, upper legs, calves and abs. Again, light warm-up for 5 minutes, 2 exercises for the upper legs, 2 exercises for the calves, and 2 exercises for the abs. And then again 5 minutes of stretching afterwards. Again, no resting in between repetitions. 1 to 2 minutes rest between sets. Use a light weight to allow you to do the 12 reps comfortably. Now, each 14 to 21 days, each 2 to 3 weeks, increase the weight that you lift by a small increment. If it means duct taping your tin can goods together, then do it. Do whatever it takes. Or if you've got the money, go and invest in some adjustable dumbbells. You stay with the same training principle from month 9. And now slowly you work to the point where you stop with every set just short of failure, muscle failure. And that is how you stimulate your muscles to start really growing. Right, now we're ready for WHAM Step 3, month 10 to 12. By now you've grown into new habits, either by training at home 4 days a week or by visiting the gym 4 days a week, and you're still doing your walking every day. The next step is to tune this habit to be a more effective tool for your body transformation. Now at this point I think you're ready, and I would strongly suggest that you consider the advanced system 2. Now that is a coaching system that I've developed specifically for the older guy to make sure everything is correctly in place. Now I've got compassion, for you guys that have to turn around every cent. It's really difficult times, and for those of you that can't afford the advanced system 2, it's $165. I'm going to put up a link to what I call a free system. Now obviously it's not coming close to the advanced system 2. It's still going to give you some great input on the way forward. But step 3, guys, is only about training changes. So this step of the WHAM system, you still do not do any changes to your diet. What you need to be very careful is that with step 1, 2 and 3 of the WHAM principle, you must not increase your daily calories. So be very sure to at the very least keep your daily calories the same. step 1, 2, and 3 is purely about learning new exercise habits. Right, WHAM principle number 4. This is now applicable to month 13 to 24. You're now moving into your second year. So what you're going to do, there's 2 things you're going to do. Number 1, you're going to increase your weights that you train with every 2 to 3 weeks, ever so slightly. Small changes, guys. Increase it by the smallest possible increment. And maybe at this point it might be a good idea investing in some adjustable dumbbells for the home. The body needs to strengthen and adapt. And then point number 2, during step 4, you're going to address your diet. This is the first time I'm talking about the diet in the WHAM process. So how do you address your diet, and which diet do you follow? Well, there are so many approaches out there in diets. And the people following them, all of them are so vocal about the diet that they follow that if you talk against the diet, they want to kill you. I've been there, believe me. But let's look at what science say. Now, there was a recent science study, and it concluded that, if you want your best chance for success, then you should consider the Mediterranean style diets. I'll put up a link for you on the screen, but I'm also going to put it in the video description box for you. I've got a template for you, a cutting diet, which break down the diet day by day, meal by meal in detail. It also gives you the exact calorie breakdown and everything. So that is a great place for you to start. I'll put the link for you up on the screen now, but it will also be in the video description box. Right, WHAM Step 5, month 25 to 36. Now you move on to your third year. So what is Step 5 about? 3 things. Number 1, supplements. But guys, please, all these adverts, these marketing things that you read about supplements, bodybuilding and diet supplements, please ignore it. It's all lies. I'm telling you, my before and after photo has been stolen more than 100 times by supplement companies now. I've busted them, each and every one of them. And they write up fake stories as how I use this supplement to reach the success, and so on. It's all bloody lies. Excuse my language. So I've done a lot of personal research, the last, let's say, 10 years plus on what supplements is really backed up by science that actually do make a little bit of a difference. There are not many, but I've listed them on my site, on my orders, supplement orders page on my site. I'll put the link for you up on the screen, but you'll also find it in the video description box. And that list of supplements is trusted. That is what you can know. It's backed up by science. I've put up a few links for you on my site where you can order them. I don't sell anything myself, and I don't make any money from it. I just provide you the information. So you can pick a few of those supplements from those lists to get started with. Then secondly, during step 5 of the WHAM process, you're going to introduce a building and cutting phases. Now guys, the young guys, when they start gymming, they'll just continue punching it, with increasing the weight, building muscle. And eventually, for us older guys, going through a process like that will just mean your body will break. Our bodies can't take that. So we need to be very careful how we approach. Training is 3 months of building and 3 months of cutting. During the 3 months building, you're going to punish your body by training as hard as you can with heaviest weight possible to reach point of failure, muscle failure. That will stimulate growth. And then you will do a 3 months cutting phase that we will train much lighter, allowing the body to recover, allowing the body to strengthen and heal. And then that'll be followed again by a 3 months building phase and again by a 3 months cutting phase. And so you will alternate between these two. That is how you train as an older guy. Now the third thing you will consider on step 5, and that is optional. This is intermittent fasting. Now a lot of guys, when they've reached this point, let's say of step 5 of the WHAM process, then some of them would find that they still struggle to lose a certain amount of fat. And that might be a very good point where you introduce intermittent fasting. There's a lot of guys out there that have reached great success with intermittent fasting. That's not a diet in itself. It's just a system that you apply to your diet. So you're still going to follow your exact same diet with the exact same daily calories. You're not going to exceed it. You're not going to go below the daily calories. But what you're going to do, you're going to employ a 16-hour windows of fasting followed by 8-hour window of where you're allowed to eat. And that you will do every day. So the conclusion, this people is how you master the willpower and motivation to get to your goalpost. A systematic approach with small enough steps that enable you to learn new habits, and then via the subsequent inspiration provided, make you want to move on to the next level. This is how you overcome the inherent resistance we as humans have to change. Small changes Okay guys, I provide all my information for free, but my YouTube channel and my website is my only source of income. So what I do ask is that if any of my information has helped you, please consider making a small donation to my efforts. I'm going to put up my PayPal link for you on the screen now, but it will also be in the video description box. I'll appreciate it, please guys. And then this is it. Go and use this WHAM principle, guys. Make this happen. Set aside a 3-year period for you. Get this I want it done and I want it now out of your heads, and be real about this. Use this information and show us what you made of. Gert Louw from Cape Town, signing off, and wish you all the best. Cheers.